If we could get closure on a chapter before we began a new one, that would be ideal, but we can't skip days of class, unfortunately. So last time we wrapped up chapter 2 with a review. We are going to begin chapter 3 today. I have great news for you. The assignment is very easy, okay? I told the last class that. I saw a few heads, eyes rolling, like, whatever, and then we taught it, and they're like, yeah, this is easy, okay? So the good news is it's going to be easy for you. But I'm happy here in the beginning if you have anything you would like me to address from chapter 2. If you don't, then we're going to move right into our section 3.1 discussion today. But if you have something you would like me to address, anyone at home or here from the review in blue or anything else from chapter 2, I can do that for the first few minutes of class. So anybody? Anything? 1 second. 1 second. I can wait 1 second. One. Just kidding. It's terrible.
That's what my kids do.
I know. While we're waiting here, Hallie is a rock star, I just want you to know. She is the star of our basketball team that I've told you about. Have I ever talked about our basketball team? Yeah. They went undefeated in their last league. They start a new league next Saturday. And, yeah. They're going to make girls cry.
Are you still in school today?
Yes. No, there's no school today.
Oh.
Teacher and service day.
Oh, okay.
We have that every so often. Remember, we voted to go to a 4-day school week, and parents, most of us were against it. I was against it. But in place of that, the teachers have every Friday off, every I think 4 to 6 weeks or something.
Okay.
So it's great. We get 3-day weekends, especially on Halloween weekend.
Party.
I know. Okay. You got one?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
29.
Okay. Can you read it to me?
The perimeter of a rectangle photograph is 36 centimeters. The length is 4 centimeters greater than the width. Find the width and the length.
This is in the review in blue. Okay. So, did you tell me the perimeter is 36 centimeters?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And they want you to find the what?
Find the width and length.
Okay, cool. All right, so we have a rectangular. I love this question because we have one like it on the test. So definitely this is a great one if you're seeking to prepare for the test. We have a rectangular photograph or picture or whatever. So we know it's a rectangle. They're talking about perimeter. And so we know that we're dealing with P equals 2L plus 2W. I wrote this statement, length is 4 centimeters greater than the width, because it's the comparison statement. And I told you to write those out and drop down translate. Length is L, means equals. 4 centimeters greater is 4 plus the width, 4 plus W. So where there's an L, we can plug in a 4 plus W. We know that P is 36. That was part of our data. We have 2 times 4 plus W plus 2W, okay? We can't solve a 2-variable equation, right? And we had 3 to begin with, P, L, and W. We figured out P, we plugged in 4 plus W for L, and now we can solve this. Do we have fractions? No. Do we have parentheses? Yes, we're going to distribute. 36 equals 2 times 4 is 8, plus 2W, plus 2W. Do we have like terms? We sure do. We got 2 W's over here. And so we're going to take 36 equals 8 plus 4W. We have found simplicity. We're going to take 36 equals 8 plus 4W. We're going to subtract 8 and subtract 8. That gives us what? 28 equals 4W. We're going to divide by 4, and divide by 4, and 7 equals our width. If 7 equals our width, we plug in 7 plus 4. Our length is 11. And that's it. Cool? It's a good one. We have one like that on the test. Anything else anybody wants to see from chapter 2? Happy to do it. Yeah? No?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Bro.Rich, can you explain again when you have all real numbers and no solution?
I love it. Yes. So if I have an equation like 2 times x plus 4 equals, and we could have, 2x minus 7, okay? So I have an equation like this, and I go to solve it. So let's go and solve this. Everybody, do we have fractions?
No.
No. Do we have parentheses?
Yes.
Yes. So we're going to distribute. We get 2x plus 8 equals 2x minus 7. Do I have like terms on this side?
No.
Nope. On this side? Nope. Okay. Are all my x's to one side?
No.
No. So we're going to do what to get all our x's to one side? You tell me.
Subtract.
What are we going to do?
Subtract.
Subtract what?
2x.
2x. And when we do to one side, we got to do the other side. And we got 2x because we have 2x. So we subtract 2x, we subtract 2x. And my variables cancel out, and I have this statement, 8 equals negative 7. And so we taught you that when solving, okay, if my variables cancel out, I'm left with 1, a true statement, or 2, a false statement. What am I left with here?
False.
Okay, and we can memorize that if I'm left with a true statement, then my solution will be all real numbers. But if I'm left with a false statement, my solution will be no solutions. So which will my solution be here? No solutions, because this is a false statement. So I have no solutions. Okay? If I had another problem where, let's say I had, I'm trying to get it all on the same board here. Let's say I had 2 times x minus 2 equals, 2x minus 4. Okay? So we do this. We don't have fractions. Do we have parentheses? Yes. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 2 is minus 4. This equals 2x minus 4. I get all my variables to one side, subtract 2x. These cancel. I get negative 4 equals negative 4. Is that a true or a false statement?
True.
True statement. So my solution here will be all real numbers. So we have this memorized, and then, like I say, if our variables cancel out, we know these are the right answers. But we went and we discussed the kind of why behind it. And I want to just take just a minute here and show you something interesting here. Pick a number, any number.
8.
8, okay? You got to be a punk, don't you? Okay? So let's do this. 8 plus 4 is what, everybody?
12.
It's 12. And 12 times 2 makes what? So if I let x equal 8, I have 24 on this side, okay? And everybody, what's 8 times 2?
16.
And what's 16 minus 7? It's 9. Does 24 equal 9? So does x equal 8? Come over to this one. What's 8 minus 2?
6.
6. 6 times 2?
12.
So if I let x equal 8, I have 12 equals, okay? Everybody, what's 8 times 2?
16.
16 minus 4.
12.
So is 8 a solution to this? Pick another number, any number. 3, okay? What's 3 plus 4? Quickly. 7 times 2? 14. So if I say let x equal 3, okay? 2 times 3? 6 minus 7. Okay, does 14 equal negative 1?
No.
So none of these are working, okay? Let's come over here. Let's put 3 in here. So let's let x equal 3. Okay, what's 3 minus 2?
1.
And 1 times 2? So we get 2 equals. What's 2 times 3? 6 minus 4?
2.
Is 3 a solution? And we can play this game all day long. And everything we pick for x will be true over here. And everything we pick for x will be false over here. It'll never work. Because there are no solutions to this equation, and everything's a solution to this equation. Okay? Did that help? We good?
Yeah, thank you.
You bet, you bet. Okay, anything else from chapter 2 to make you feel warm and fuzzy, or just better about chapter 2? Okay, Mas, no Mas? Okay, sounds good. All right, we're going to talk about chapter 3. I'm going to erase everything. Actually, if you want to take a picture of that, if you want something about all real numbers, no solutions, I'll give you a second if you want to take a quick snap of that. And then we're going to erase it. Brother O,
What's up?
you missed out. I was a wild man in the 9 a.m. class.
Dang it!
I think they sucked all the life out of me. Are you guys gonna inject some life? Where's Everton? We can always count on Everton to be a little, on the edge of crazy, yeah? Everton, are you at home today? No?
I think he's doing military.
Oh, that's right. Yep, he's playing war games. Yep. I don't even really think he's in the military. I think he just like shows up and they're like, hey, who's that guy? I don't know, but he's got camo on. Let's go. Yeah? That's cool. Okay. All right. In chapter 3, we are going to talk about lines. Yep, lines. So chapter 3, everything we talk about is lines. Now, if you grew up in the big city like me, okay, lines has a whole different meaning, okay? You're thinking about razor blades and straws and stuff like that, okay? That's not where we're going with this, okay? I'm begging you, please, all right? This isn't pixie sticks, and, you got me here, okay? So, if that means the same thing to you, then you grew up like I did. If you're like, what are you talking about, Brother Rich? I love you even more. Okay, my daughter over here at 12, she has no clue what we're talking about. She grew up in Idaho, and she's like, I don't even know what Dad's talking about, but I like pixie sticks, okay? So, we are not talking about those kind of lines. We're talking about the kind of lines where, you draw a graph, and then, you got a line, it's going forever and ever this way and this way. That's the kind of lines we're talking about, okay? We cool? And we're going to talk about 4 things when it comes to lines. The first thing we're going to talk about is, I got way too many pins in that pocket, okay? Number 1, we're going to talk about the basics of lines. Number 2, we're going to talk about how to graph lines. Number 3, we're going to talk about the slope of lines. And number 4, we're going to talk about how to find the equations of lines. So I want you to do something right now. It's going to be very unique. So I just got done teaching you that you could be totally flexible with how you make your visual charts. And then I'm going to renege on that, okay? And I'm going to basically come back to, we're going to do it my way, all right? So in this next chapter, visual chart, we're going to make 4 boxes. And the 4 boxes to your visual chart are 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I want you to do right now, everybody here, everybody at home, I want you to take 4 pages of your notes. You don't have to rip them out. I don't want you to rip them out. But I want you to label 4 pages of your notes. At the top of 1 page, basics. And then I want you to go to the next page and label it graphic. And I don't want you to go front and back. I want an entire page, front and back, dedicated to basics. So I need 4 full pieces of paper dedicated, 1 to basics, 1 to graphing, 1 to slope, 1 to equation. So go ahead and do that right now. And I'll give you a few seconds to do it. And I'll tell you a little story while you're doing it. Okay, it's kind of a fun story, kind of a cuckoo story. But here's the deal. The reason that we're going to do this is because we're going to teach you stuff about basics and graphing and slope and equations. And we're going to go back and forth between these pages of notes various times. And so I need you to have these pages designated to that right now so that we can be organized over the next 4 lectures. This is a short chapter. We're actually going to wrap it up at the end of next week. You're going to have your next chapter test at the beginning of the following week. So this is going to go really quick, okay? So many years ago, I learned how to drive. Now, who in here is from Idaho? Raise your hand if you're from Idaho. Anybody? Anybody at home from Idaho? They got any spuds in here? No, nobody's from Idaho. Okay. So my kids of all... Oh, who? Who did I miss out on? Oh, Abby, there you are. Sorry. You were down in the dark there. You don't have a whole lot of light there at your apartment. I couldn't see you. Nope. So Abby's from Idaho. Where are you from, Abby?
What?
Where are you from?
I'm from Gooding, Idaho.
Gooding. I knew you were from Gooding because your last name is Goodman. That would make sense. You're a Goodman from Gooding. Okay, that's awesome. So we just beat you in soccer in Boise State. I just want you to know. Sugar did.
Take that.
Well, I don't really care if anyone hates any of the sports in Gooding, just not swim team.
Okay. Well, I just had to let you know we owned you. I'm kidding. Okay. So here's the deal. Abby's gonna relate here. My kids all learn to drive like when they're 12, 14. They're getting permits and stuff. By the time you get your license, you can get a license in Idaho when you're 15. Okay. You can't drive at night until you're 16. But and so I have a boy that's 15. He turns 16 in February. He has his license. He drives all over, but he just can't drive after dark. Okay. And then when he's 16, he'll have the freedom of the roads. Okay. But when you're in agricultural communities, a lot of times they'll have some exceptions. Idaho's a state like that because you have a lot of kids driving farm equipment, farm trucks, stuff like that, and they give them their licenses early. And if you've driven in Idaho, Idaho is not really a pretty stressful place to drive unless you're in Boise or whatever like that. And even that's not really stressful compared to real big cities. Not to be like slashing on Boise, but I'm sorry, but Boise is not like. Anybody ever driven in a crazy big city? Raise your hand. Okay, cool. Has anybody here ever driven in Paris, France? I have. Okay. That is bat crap crazy. Okay. It's crazy. People actually run into you and keep going, and it's just like bumper cars. Is this for freaking real? Okay. I would hate to have a Porsche over there, and be driving in the Champs-Elysees and places like that on the roundabouts and stuff. Crazy stuff. Okay, so I didn't grow up in Idaho. I grew up in the big city. And who in here learned how to drive on a stick shift? Okay. Okay, David did. Anybody at home learn to drive on a stick shift? Okay, that's good. All right, Aaron's on it. Okay, Brother O'Shaughnessy, he's pretending. His mom gave him a Barbie Jeep, and they have that little shifter, and he's like, I'm driving,
It works well.
Okay, so here's the deal. I grew up in the big city. I learned how to drive on a stick shift, and then my teacher was my mom, and I got to tell you, my mom is a little old Jewish lady. She swears like a sailor, okay? She says the F word a lot. I'm not making this up. My boy, Jacob, who's 15, who I was saying going to have his license, his full license here by the time he's 16, he saw Grandma at Boise State up in soccer. He was the one that beat Gooding. Thank you, Abby. And anyways, when we got done with the trip, Jacob came to me and he's like, Grandma, doesn't have a filter anymore around me. Like when I was little, she had a filter, but now that I'm older, she has no filter. She swears more than anyone in high school. I'm like, oh gosh. So I got to tell you that learning how to drive with my mother, it's kind of stressful, because, when she's frustrated or getting nervous, she's like, hit the bleep, bleep, bleep brakes, I'm like, oh gosh, it's just super stressful, okay? So everyone probably can relate to this. You're driving and you learn how to drive, and then there comes the day that you've got to drive on the
Road.
highway, yeah, the road. David learned how to drive in Idaho. He's like, now I get to drive on the road. No, that's Idaho driving, okay? No, the first time you drive on the freeway. And so, in a big city, that's stressful, okay? In Idaho, driving on the freeway, whatever, okay? It's like, all you're doing is going faster on very clear roads, okay? But on the freeway where I was at, and oh man, my mom really didn't, think this one through really well. But the freeway entrance, first of all, you come to a stoplight, and then you turn right, and it's the on-ramp is going up a hill, okay? And so you have no view of the highway until it's too late, okay? You're on the freeway, and then it's 5 lanes, and you got everybody going 100, on this freeway. And there's 5 lanes on one side and 5 on the other. There's interchanges heading into the downtown area, and it's just crazy. And I was scared. I was nervous. I'll be honest with you. I get nervous at age 50 when I go visit her and get on that interchange. It's so crazy, okay? And so here's the deal though. When you're learning to drive a stick shift and you're driving around town streets, you really never get past 4th gear. So I'd never been in 5th gear. And so, we're at the stoplight and, I slip it, light turns green. I slip it out of 1st and into 2nd. I'm heading up the hill, revving up into 3rd, up into 4th. Now I can see in my rearview mirror all the traffic. I'm pooping my pants like, and my mother's yelling, "Get it out of 4th! Put it in effing 5th!" And I'm just like, effing 5th? I'm freaking out, okay? And I'm like, I've never been in 5th gear. And she's like, put it in 5th! And I'm like, where's 5th? And I can't look down at the shifter, okay? And so I want you to think about this, okay? If you don't go up into 5th, you're gonna slip into 3rd, okay? Now you gotta understand, we're hitting 45. 50, the engine is revving up, 55, 60, my mother's screaming, put it into 5th, shift, and I'm like, and I go to slip it into 5th, and I can't find it, and it goes into 3rd. My mother's head hit the dash, okay? My mother's head hit the dash, okay? Because if you're going 60 miles an hour and you drop it into 3rd, that's like hitting the brakes, okay? And it sounded like we killed a cat, okay? Because the engine just went, and you're, bad. It was bad news. It was bad news, okay? All right? And that's how I learned to drive stick shift on the freeways of Seattle, okay? Okay, listen to me. The purpose of the story was to get you to grin a little bit, but the main purpose of the story is to tell you this. We have been building momentum in this class. We started in 1st gear in the R chapter, and we're doing our Karate Kid basics and building them. And we kind of slipped it into 2nd and 3rd, in chapter 1, and we started to do simplified problems where we used, distribute parentheses and combine like terms and all these different parentheses and stuff. And then we started moving into 4th gear here with chapter 2 and solving and word problems, all this stuff. And really, it feels like we should be slipping into 5th gear, and all of a sudden we're getting into this, and it just feels like we downshifted while we had all this momentum. And so it's going to feel weird. And if it feels weird in this chapter, just know that I understand that. Most students who take algebra, when we get into this chapter, I'm going to be honest with you, they don't do great on this test. And it blows my mind because this test is easier than the chapter 2 test, by far. Okay? But my students don't do worse. Okay? But we're gonna organize ourselves this way. And you got to be dedicated to this little program we're going to do with these 4 sections, okay? But I do want you to know, one of the reasons that students do not do well in this is because it's very different. It feels like a downshift when we're building a lot of momentum, okay? Okay, join me on the far left board here. How many people have ever looked at a paper map in here? A paper map or atlas, okay? I would venture to say that by the time Hallie is, your age, these kids, they won't even know what a paper map is. I mean, GPS mapping is what we all do. It's on our phones, it's in our cars, it's built in. Paper maps are so antiquated, they're so cumbersome, they're a thing of the past. But the reality is, most of us have, if you've been on a mission, you've probably inherited some region or area where you had to look at the map and, you got some lead. And the Smith family wants you to come visit them, and they live on London Street. And so you look through the index, and you go to the L's, and there's London Street, and it says B3 after that. And so you have this map, okay? And you have A, B, C, D, E, F, A, B, C, D, E, F. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? And you would go to like B, 1, 2, 3. And what was really annoying is, look at this. This wasn't quite on B. It was a little bit over. It wasn't really 3. It was like 3.5. And so you're sitting there and you're right on B3. And there's these little streets. And, if you served in an area like I did, like Idaho and Utah are all organized north, south, east, and west on their streets. Really helpful. Okay? But most of the world, they have all these little weird winding trees and veins and all this stuff. I mean, it looks like varicose veins, just all over the place, okay? And you're looking at all these little things, and right in here, there's London Street right there, and you finally find it, and you go there, and they don't answer, and then you knock again, and somebody answers, and it's not the people that you met on the street because they lied to you about their address, and you're like, thank you, this is a mission. Okay, who's had that happen on their mission? Raise your hand. Everybody has. Yes, it's good for you. Okay?
That's good.
All right, makes you go get member referrals. You're like, okay, there's got to be a better way to do this. All right, check it out. Everyone, look up here, okay? Let's do this. Idaho Falls, IF, okay? What are the coordinates of Idaho Falls on this map?
2B.
Okay? To be or not to be? To be or B2? Hallie's telling you. What is it, Hallie? It's B2, okay? So, very interesting. Idaho Falls, okay, it could be 2B. It could be B2. It is B2. It is not 2B. We always list our horizontal coordinate first. In every mapping system anywhere in the world, I don't care if you're in the military, I don't care if you are, doing math, I don't care if you're a missionary looking at street maps, every mapping system has a horizontal and a vertical coordinate. Has to. If you only have one, like if we just had a horizontal coordinate, we'd be like, we're on, look at this, we're okay? Okay, and we could go forever and ever and ever and ever anywhere along that line, but we have to have both a horizontal and a vertical like this. And so your horizontal coordinates are listed first, and your vertical are listed second. And so we say B2 all the time, okay? Always horizontal, then vertical. Stefan?
Yep.
Do you agree?
I agree.
100%? All the time. Every mapping system. Doesn't matter if we're in math or anything else, we always list the horizontal first. Now, why that would be important, somebody could say, well, it doesn't matter, 2B, we're going to get there again. Okay, but what if these are all numbers and these are all numbers, right? What if they're all numbers? And we have, instead of 2, 2, we have like 2, 3. Okay, you would have it backwards, you'd be in the wrong destination. And so in math, they are all numbers. And so it becomes really important that you understand you list the horizontal first, okay? Rexburg. Is Rexburg north or south of Idaho Falls? We're north. Okay, are we directly north or slightly east or slightly west of Idaho Falls? Do you know? A little bit east. So give me a coordinate of where we would want to put Rexburg. Why don't you come up with something for me?
C4.
C4, I like it. C4, okay, so there's Rexburg. C4, okay? Okay, cool. All right, so this really is the beginning of graphing lines, okay? Understanding these coordinate systems. This is a mapping system. In math, we have a mapping system. It's called the Cartesian coordinate plane. We are not going to write that down. You don't even have to memorize that. I'm just letting you know that's what it's called. But we have axes, or two axes, right? Do you know what the horizontal axis is called? It's called the x-axis. Do you know what the vertical axis is called?
Y.
It's called the y-axis. And if you don't memorize that, I will kick your axis. Oh, man. That's dad joke. Even Brother O'Shaughnessy's laughing. What the fetch is wrong with you people, man? That is some funny stuff. Okay. All right, check it out. Who in here has ever had their axis kicked? Raise your hand. What?
Vertical or horizontal?
There you go, man. All right. All right. Well, we'll have to kick your axis just so you've had the experience, okay? Aaron and Jacob, they kind of half raised their hands. Like, maybe a little bit. My dad did it once, you know. Okay, check it out. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So students sometimes they ask me, hey, Brother Rich, in this chapter, do I have to buy graphing paper? No. Okay, if you want to, that's cool. You can do it. It could be helpful. Okay, but it's not necessary. Did I have graphing paper here? Nope. I just drew it out. Okay. We can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, this is going to be a little bit little at home. Okay, but I want you to think of this is a number line. This is a number line. It's a horizontal number line and a vertical number line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Okay? In the Cartesian coordinate plane, there are 4 quadrants. This is quadrant number 1. We use Roman numerals. I bet we use Roman numerals because we don't want to confuse it with all the other numbers on the Cartesian coordinate plane. This is quadrant number 2, quadrant number 3, and quadrant number 4. We counterclockwise number them. Why is this number 1? Because I told you before, the brain loves the path of least resistance. These are the positive coordinates, positive and positive. So everything over here is positive and positive. Everything else has a negative in it. And so this is number 1 because it's the easiest. And then we go counterclockwise. Everything over here, think about it, our horizontal is negative, our vertical is positive. Okay, here we have negative and negative. Here we have positive and negative. Okay? So tonight in your homework, they're going to start off, they're going to do some fun stuff like this. You tell me if this is hard or easy. They're going to put a dot right here. They're going to label it A, and they're going to say, what are the coordinates of point A? What are they?
3, -2.
A is 3, what? 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
And 2. 3 and 2. Hard or easy? Fetchin' easy. Feezy. Yeah, you can totally dig this. About a third of your homework is going to be this level of thinking and work. Student asked me in the last class, like, do I have to draw the graph? No, you don't have to draw the graph to give me the coordinates. But here's another thing they're going to do. They're going to say, plot point B. And they'll give you a -2 and 5. So now you're going to have to draw a graph, and you're going to have to plot. Plot means what? Draw a graph. Okay, you're going to graph it. So you're going to graph point B. Now, by the way, I'm really grateful to see you're not taking notes right now, but here's the deal. When you do take notes on this today, and we're about to do that, you're going to be on the basics page. This is the basics of lines, okay? Look up here. So if I tell you to plot point B, you're going to go -1, 2, right? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're going to put that right there, and you're going to call it point B. Hard or easy? Easy. So they're going to ask you to give coordinates of points they give you, or plot or graph the points of, points that they provide. We cool? Okay. Another thing in the basics here that you need to understand, okay? This right here is called an ordered pair. It's the artist formerly known as a point. Prince, yeah? The artist formerly known as Prince. What was he called after that? Or before that? I don't know. The artist formerly known as Prince. I don't even know what he went by. But anyways, there you go. If you don't know who Prince was, you didn't live in the 80s, you're messed up for life. That was the best era to grow up in. You were a little after me, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yep, yeah, see?
I'd say the 90s were the best.
The 90s, were
Yeah,
they?
the boy bands?
Oh, man. You didn't have John Hughes films, big hair bands, Van Halen, swear words.
Yeah, but we have Britney Spears.
Oh, there you go.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
There you go, yeah. Old Pickle Spears. So check it out, man. I mean, that girl's like, yeah, she's got problems. Okay, check it out. All right, so ordered pair. She's not as bad as Miley Cyrus, but close. Okay, check it out. You had Miley Cyrus too, didn't you? Huh?
No, that's them.
That's them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Hannah Montana. Okay, check it out. Ordered pair. Point. Look up here. Every ordered pair has a horizontal and a vertical coordinate. It's called an ordered pair because they come in alphabetical order. Okay? X comes before Y. All right? A comes before B. Things like that. Okay? So check it out. The X coordinate is your horizontal coordinate. Okay? Your Y coordinate, let's see, I don't want to get off the camera here, is your vertical coordinate. Let's talk about this. Let's come back over. Your y-axis is your vertical axis. What does vertical mean? It means up, down. Okay? Your x-axis is your horizontal axis. Okay? And it means left and right, or side to side. Okay? And the axis I'm going to kick, you're sitting on it. All right, take notes. Basics. Yeah. Brother Rich swore in class today. No, he didn't. I said axis. I did not say thou shalt not cover thy neighbor's ass. Oh man, you guys, I'm looking forward to the day when you guys have children and you read scriptures as a family. It's always really interesting when you run into verses like that. And your kids, they come to it and they're like, thou shalt not cover thy neighbors, and they stop and they kind of look around like, can I say this? You know? And then, you know, now and then, you know, we'll hit something like, you know, they shall be saved, or, and then my kids will be like, darned. And I'm like, what? It doesn't say darn. You're having like a spiritual, you know.
I had a daughter
crossroads.
cry. I had
What's-
a daughter cry.
Really?
Yeah. She's like, don't read that. Don't read it.
Oh, wow.
It's a bad word. I'm like,
It's interesting. It's interesting. All right.
she's better now.
That's good. She got over it. Okay. Keep writing all that good stuff down. Anybody got any good plans for the weekend?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yes.
Joel, what are you doing?
I don't know if many of you guys know, but big gaming tournament is happening this weekend.
Big what?
Gaming tournament.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Very excited.
Very cool. And so is this all done like online?
Yeah.
And what game will you be competing in? Or
I'm
you got
not
multiple?
competing in it.
What's that?
Like, I'm not competing in it.
Oh, you're not?
Yeah, it's in Beijing, but
Oh, it's in Beijing.
yeah.
Wow. And but you're gonna be watching it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. What's your favorite game you like to watch?
League of Legends.
League of Legends.
Yeah.
I think I started that. I'm a legend in my own mind. How's that sound? Versus a legend in your own time. Okay, that's cool. Anybody doing anything else cool this weekend?
My FAG group is having a potluck.
A potluck. That would have a different meaning at any other college, but this one I feel good about. Okay? Edibles and things like that, probably not good at other universities, but the potluck should be good. I'm excited for you, Alyssa. That's good. All right. Anybody at home here on the screen? Anybody doing anything cool? Yeah?
I think the haunted river with my boyfriend tonight.
The haunted river? Listen, Abby, you be careful because there's no such thing as the haunted river. He's making this up, okay? I think he's trying to get you alone out at the river. You be careful, okay? I'm gonna call your mom about this, all right? There's a haunted mill, there's a haunted mansion, there's a haunted maze, there is no haunted river. Okay? I don't know. Anyways, all right. Okay. All right, you guys good? Yeah! Anybody else doing anything cool? Sophie, what are you doing this weekend?
Oh, nothing. I work, so I will be with some kids. I teach them, so
Oh, you teach children?
Yeah.
Good for you. Where are you at right now?
I am in Bucaramanga.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you guys, do you celebrate like Dia de las Muertes?
No, that is in Mexico.
Yeah?
But we remember like the killed people that were I don't know. It's a day is November 2nd. So here in Colombia is
All Saints Day.
we don't have class in November 2nd, but
Okay. You know, we will be celebrating something crazy on November 3rd here. It'll be the election of Donald Trump or Joe Biden. Forgive me, but all hell, in the scriptural sense, will be breaking loose in America. And we will be on CNN and every channel in the world.
I heard.
Rome will burn.
I
Yes.
thought it was Captain Moroni.
Captain Moroni?
You don't know.
No, I don't know this. What are you talking about?
Oh no.
Okay. So, yeah, we're going to be really grateful that we're here in Rexburg come November 3rd. I think most metropolises in the United States, I think it'll be anarchy. I don't care who wins. This place is going down. This is going to be crazy.
At a
So,
rally yesterday, Senator Mike Lee with Donald Trump,
Mm.
he called Donald Trump Captain Moroni.
No.
I'm dead serious.
Oh gosh, please help me. Okay, all right. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys right now that I don't care who you vote for. You know, everybody's cool, but I vote Republican because I'm a business owner, right? And you'd kind of be stupid and put yourself in a bad position if you didn't vote Republican if you're a business owner. So I do. But to liken Donald Trump to Captain Moroni is pretty blasphemous, you know. I mean, Donald Trump, I gotta say it, I support all the presidents. I supported Barack Obama. I'll support any president who's in, because that's just the way I was brought up. I mean, you support your leaders, right? But I actually, you know, appreciate a lot of things that Donald Trump has done. But if you are not smart enough to look at a man like Donald Trump and say, the dude is kind of a kook, okay? You're off in la la land, okay? But, you know, he has my vote and my support because that's the line that I toe with that kind of stuff, you know. Joe Biden, I mean, you know, he's a cracker, you know. I mean, he's like a Ritz cracker. He's just crumbling at the seams, and you just like, can you hold on to him? I don't think so, you know. You put him in a bag, you pull him out, you got all these broken pieces. You're like, come on, dude, you're broken, okay? Donald Trump, the dude's, he's a clown, man. He's a cuckoo, man. You know, so here we are. This is America. Thank you, 2020. Okay, check it out. And there you go. So some people there, Steven's over there, Steven's like, I love Donald Trump. Stop it, Brother Rich. He is Captain Moroni. I'm sorry, Steven, I broke you. I'm messing with all you guys. Okay, let's look up here. You should never talk politics or religion, but we seem to do it all the time in Mormonville. So here we go. Check it out. We need to graph. So we're going to go to our graphing page now. And you can write while I'm writing for a moment. There are 3 methods by which we graph lines. Okay, whoop. Okay, you guys are like, are you sure we're talking about the same lines, Brother Rich? Because you're a little crazy today. Yeah, I am. It's all good.
Is he always like this?
Yeah. Oh, Brother O'Shaughnessy just asked Hallie, my daughter, is he always like this? And she said, uh-huh. Even crazier sometimes. Would you agree? Yeah. Yeah. You should see me coach basketball. That's crazy. Okay. Number 1, we do what we call the plug and chug method. Number 2, we have what we call the intercept method. And number 3, we have the y equals mx plus b. Does y equals mx plus b ring a bell for anybody? You ever heard of that before? Okay, I hope so. Okay, but if you haven't, no big deal. We'll teach it to you. Okay, but here's the deal. We are only going to do the plug and chug method today. And I need you to understand this. You've got to use this method in your homework tonight. Okay? If you know other methods, if you like using other methods, that's great, but not tonight. We need to learn each method. Each one provides us something that we will need for later on. Okay? Okay, so going to the plug and chug method. Plug and chug method. Okay? Step number 1, we are going to pick a value for x. Okay? So if I have an equation, 2x plus 3y equals -6, I'm going to say let x equal something, okay? I want you to drop your pens and pencils. I want you to join me on this journey right now. We only have about 12 more minutes of class, and I want to be really efficient for you and help you so that when you do this assignment tonight, you do come to class on Monday and say, yep, it was easy, Brother Rich, okay? So the first third of your assignment is all that stuff we just showed you about plotting points and on the Cartesian coordinate plane. You know what they're going to do? Let's come back over here real quick. I forgot about one thing I want to show you. Look over here real quick. Okay, one thing to add to basics, come over here to left board. Okay, what is this coordinate right here? What is that coordinate right there? 0, 0. Okay, watch this. I'm going to draw a little line over here, okay? I'm going to bring this over here. Okay, this is 0, 0. This point actually has a name. Do you know what it is?
Vertex.
Close. Starts with an O. Origin. Yeah, origin. And why is it called the origin? Because all of our movement originates from there, right? We either go left and right from here or up and down from here. It's the origin. It's where everything originates in the Cartesian coordinate plane. Please listen. Everybody, what quadrant is point A in? 1, okay? And so in your homework tonight, they're going to ask you what quadrant, 3, 2 is in. And you're going to be like quadrant 1. What quadrant is point B in? This is so easy, right? But let's do this. I want to show you something right now. What if I had right here, point C. Okay, everybody, point C. What are the coordinates for point C, first and foremost? What are the coordinates for point C?
0, 0.
Okay, listen. Your horizontal is first, right? Always. So what's your x coordinate?
4.
4.
4, 0.
And what is your y coordinate?
0.
0, okay? And then I'll ask you, what quadrant is point C in?
1.
Is it 1? Is it 4?
Neither.
Neither. That's correct. It is not in a quadrant, it's on an axis. Period. Okay, we cool? All right, and that's going to cover a third of your homework tonight, that kind of stuff. Really easy. Okay, let's go middle board again. Okay. But then the rest of your homework, they're going to ask you to graph lines, equations like this. And so the first thing I want you to do, I want you to, step number 1, pick a value for x. You know, there's not a lot of things in life you get to pick. You can pick your nose, you can pick your spouse, and you can pick x. And so we're going to do that right now. We're going to pick x. Picking is dangerous. Picking your nose, you can get COVID. Picking your spouse, you got to live with that decision. So you're going to have to live with this decision too right now, okay? What are you going to pick for x? What do you think?
3.
3. I like it. Okay, Joel says 3. Let x equal 3. Watch this. Step number 2, plug. It's called plug and chug. Plug it in the equation. Okay. Okay. I'll do it. You told me. Okay. So where there's an x, what do we put? 3. Okay. So I have 2 times 3 plus 3y equals -6. What do you think my next step will be? Solve for y. Okay, so there's only one variable left. Listen, can we solve a 2-variable equation? No, we cannot. But now that we plugged in a value of x, we can solve for y. So now we're going to use our 3-step process to solving skills. You got skills now. Okay, check it out. 2 times 3, 6 plus 3y equals -6. Yeah? We're going to subtract 6. We get 3y equals -12. We divide by 3, and we get y equals -4. I like you, Joel. That didn't end up being a fraction for me. I like it, okay? Now I need everybody, here at home, here in class, every one of you, right now, I need you to tell me, and you need to think, how many x coordinates do I have right now? 1. How many y coordinates do I have right now? 1. And an x and a y coordinate marry together to make a single point. So how many points do I have? 1. I want you to, everybody at home, come off of mute. Come off of mute right now, okay? Hurry. All right, I want everybody to repeat after me. Here and at home. 1 is a dot.
1 is a dot.
1 is a dot.
2 is a line.
2 is a line.
3 or more?
3 or more.
Waste of my time.
Waste of my time.
A few of them sound like they were in bed. Waste of my time. Okay? Listen. Okay? Hallie's on a basketball team. They went undefeated, 8-0 in their last league. They're going to go undefeated again, or I'm going to beat them. I'm just kidding. Okay, listen to me. They're little girls. Okay? And when they get in the huddle, and I say, bring it in. I'm about to lead us out. And they'll come up with something to say, and I'll say, do it on 3. And I'll say, 1, 2, 3, and they'll yell it out. Now, when they first started getting coached by me a couple of years ago, they sounded like little girls. They'd be like, yeah. You know, I say, team on 3, and I go, 1, 2, 3, team. You know? And I'm like, listen to me, ladies. I said, when you come together and you make some noise, I says, I want a little dribble of pee to run down the other girl's legs. Okay? Okay? I want you to scare them. Okay? So when you say team, I don't want you to go, team. I want you to go, team! Like that. And it's crazy. I mean, these 9 girls will get together in a circle, and I'll have them say something. They got all kinds of cool things they say. Team, win, defense, right here, right now. And they'll do that stuff. And literally, everyone in the whole auditorium will like, whoa, they pick up their heads, like get off their phone. Whoa, who just said that, you know? Because the roof comes down, okay? You know what I mean? Now, I want you to do the same fetching thing right now, okay? I want a little pee to go down Brother O'Shaughnessy's leg so that when he leaves here, he's like, ooh, that Brother Rich's class, man.
I gotta play soccer after this, not too much.
Okay.
Be careful.
So listen, okay? 1 is a dot.
1 is a dot.
2 is a line.
2 Two is a line.
3 or more?
3 or more.
Wasting my time.
Wasting my time.
Good. Okay, look up here. Now, unfortunately, for the folks at home, we're going to have to go back and forth between these boards. But I need 2 boards to really demonstrate this, okay? So we're going to draw a graph. Again, you don't need graph paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and here's the deal. We have a single point right now. Come to the middle board again, okay? And right now you have x is 3 and y is -4. They're an ordered pair. They're intrinsically and eternally married to each other. In this equation, when x equals 3, y always equals -4. Now we're going to come over to this board right here, and we're going to put that on here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, -1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to plot that point. And you think about it. I have 1 point and I have a dot. 2, I can connect them and make a line. 3 or more, I'm going to be wasting my time, okay? So right now, I have 1 point. So I want you to think about this. I have a step 4. Come middle board. What do you think step 4 is if I only have 1 point right now?
Get the second point.
Get the second point. So we're going to repeat the process. Yeah, repeat, okay? So check it out. Here's the thing. No matter what method we use, we need 2 points. We always have to have 2 points to have a line. Okay? 1 is only a dot. So we got to repeat. So we need to pick another value of x. Okay? Pick a number, any number. What do you want to do for x?
2.
2. Okay. Now I'm going to share some things with you guys right now. I want to show you something really quick up here. Okay? So you picked 3. Look up here. And if you pick 2, your next value is going to be really, really close to this. If you get a little further away, the accuracy of your graph will be better, okay? So I sometimes don't like to have my numbers be one right after the other. Another thing I'm going to tell you, the easiest number you can pick is 0. That's right, Joel. If you let x equal 0, the math is más rápido. It's faster. Look up here. Let x equal 0, okay? So we will take our equation, 2x plus 3y equals -6. And where there's an x, we'll put in a 0. And we will have 2 times 0 plus 3y equals -6. This cancels. We just have 3y equals -6. We divide by 3, and we get y equals -2. And we have our second ordered pair, 0, -2. So our first ordered pair up here was 3, -4. Our second now is 0, -2. So we come here, we go 0, and then -1, 2. Yes or no?
No.
No. 0 is our left, right, -2 down, right here. And so my next step, come to the middle board real fast. So we plot the dots and we connect them. Okay? Plot the dot and connect. Here we go. So we plotted the 2 dots, and now we're going to connect. So we're going to draw a line like that. And there's our line. And we are done. I want to show you something. Everybody repeat after me. Math is the manipulation of numbers to look
different.
Finish it.
To look different, but remain the same.
That's right, but remain the same. 2x plus 3y equals -6 is an equation. And this graph is the same exact thing. This is how it looks in the math world, and this is how it looks in the graphing world. This gives us numerical, knowledge, and this gives us visual knowledge of it, okay? Really cool. These are the same. Now, please bear with me. I'm going to ask you a question. We're going to wrap this up in just a second. I want you to think before you answer, so don't answer this right now. How many points exist on this line? Think. Answer. How many points? 3? Infinite. And these arrows mean forever and fetch and ever. There's infinite points on this line, people. Infinite points. Some people say, well, we plotted 2, so there's 2. Okay? Listen. Students ask all the time, does it matter what value of x I pick? Okay? Pick another value of x, quickly.
4.
4, okay? So if we let x equal 4, look at this. 4 will be right here. And if we come down, we are at negative 1, 2, 3, 4. We're at about 4.5 in that range right there. So let's plug 4 into this. Look at this. 2 times 4 plus 3y equals negative 6. 8 plus 3y equals negative 6. Subtract 8. I get 3y equals negative 14. I divide by 3, and I get y equals, and I want you to do 14 divided by 3, quickly. You're going to get 4 point something. Okay? What do you get? 14 divided by 3, what'd you get?
About 4.6.
4.6. Negative 4.6.
And I said it was about 4.5, right? And so we come up here and look at that. Yeah. 4 and negative 4.56 in there. And so what I'm saying is it doesn't matter what you pick. Okay? It doesn't matter what you pick. You're going to find 2 points on this line. Always. Okay? And there are infinite points on this line. So tonight in your homework, it's already posted in Canvas. I posted it early this morning. Brother Rich was doing drugs, man. Crazy. Okay?
You mean lines?
I was doing.
Oh, no.
And Brother O'Shaughnessy said I was doing lines. Not good. Not good. I actually was doing mathematical lines, but not the other kind. Good. So here's the deal. It explains in your homework tonight that in numbers like 35 through 47 or whatever we do in the end here, okay, you don't follow the book directions. So I'm going to show you something in the camera here. Can you go right forward real quick? Okay, I want you guys to see this, okay? You see this right here? They have this little chart, and they break the rule. See, folks, they have all these numbers here they give you for values of x. They don't let you pick. They pick them for you, and then they want you to chug out all these values of y. That's why it's called plug and chug. Plug in the value of x, chug out the value of y. But look, in this one they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 values. 1 is a dot, folks. We need 1. 2 is a line. We need 2. But all the others are a waste of your fetching time. So you're not going to follow the book directions. You're going to use the plug and chug method. Are you cool? All right, you guys have a great weekend. Do some trick-or-treating. I think it's really cool. When I was a kid, if older kids came to the door, they would reject them. But I think it's really cool. If you guys came to my door all dressed up, man, I'd give you a bag of fetching candy. Okay? So go trick-or-treating. You know? Really, I would love to see somebody dressed up as a COVID molecule. You know? You know what I'm saying? All round with all these little spikes coming out of them.
Big hair.
You COVID molecule. Okay, you